I want to bring in James McCourt in Los Angeles. He's a royal expert and also an entertainment correspondent. So, James, how has the reaction been? I mean, as soon as she got married, we're thinking, okay, when's that baby coming?
I think everyone's impressed at the speed of this, don't you? They've only been married for 5 months, and she's just had a 12-week scan. So, you know, you do the math there. They worked pretty quickly, didn't they? But I think generally we're very, very happy. We've just had, obviously, the wedding on Friday, which is apparently when they announced the news to all of the family. And then the official announcement, of course, today. So, you know, it's a very happy time in the UK, and, of course, for all of you guys over here in the US as well, who I know follow it even more intently than we do, I think, sometimes.
I think you're right. I think you're right, because now we're speculating about names. Do Meghan and Harry have to stay within the realm of family names? Could they name it, if it's a girl, maybe Diana after the late Princess Di, or will they just go off on their own?
They certainly could. I mean, I think, you know, my particular feeling about this is that Meghan may have a say and some sway with Harry to potentially go for something a bit more out of the ordinary, which I think would be rather nice. I also wonder whether they will try and avoid having to give their new baby a title of prince or princess. Now, that's something that the Queen will have to officially do. They will not automatically be a prince or a princess. But some of the royal family in the past have chosen for that not to happen. If you look at Prince Edward, his children are not prince or princess, and that was because he wanted his kids to have a slightly more regular, normal upbringing. And I do wonder whether Meghan and Harry will choose to do the same. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think maybe something a little different would be great, because they've kind of broken a lot of rules and are doing things very differently already.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Now, is this right? The baby will be the 7th in succession after Harry? Whatever that means.
Right, exactly.
To be a royal, so the 7th.
Whether it's a boy or a girl, yeah, it will ultimately be 7th in line to the throne. So pretty unlikely that he or she will ever sit on the throne, but yeah, they'll be in succession there. And that's, of course, because in 2013, the Queen changed the law to make sure that girls would not be superseded by boys in the royal family, which I think is a good thing. But as I mentioned, you know, not necessarily a prince or princess. That's going to have to be something the Queen does, and that's what she did for Prince George and Princess Charlotte. She sort of stepped in and said, you know, I want them to have that title. But it remains to be seen whether that happens with Meghan and Harry's child. So we'll see.
James,
but it's an exciting time.
It really is. How do you think she's been treated thus far in terms of the paparazzi and kind of allowing her just to do, I guess, quote unquote, her duties and be in married life and now to be a new mom? Are they giving her space?
I feel since Harry made the announcement through Kensington Palace a few years ago that the press have stepped back a little bit from Meghan and are now more supportive, especially since the marriage, which I think is a good thing. I tend to think she's not as hounded, I don't know if you agree, as say, Diana was back in the day. So, yeah, I think they've been kind of respectful. I mean, today in the UK press, and I'm not sure if it made it over here, there was a story about Sarah Ferguson, who's, of course, Prince Andrew's wife and Princess Eugenie's mother, having put out some pictures of the wedding this morning rather than congratulate Meghan on her pregnancy. And they were trying to maybe make it that there was some tension there in the royal family.
Oh, no, we do that here, too. We do that here, too.
So I don't know. I personally don't think that's what was happening. But, you know, they're always trying to kind of stir the pot, if you will. But I think generally the press are a little kinder now to Meghan than they were potentially in the beginning. So let's hope that continues.
And we'll be waiting for that walk when that new baby finally comes. James McCourt, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Exciting news.